definitely.
When you're playing in a series like this, 4 or more, does it affect how your strategy, how you do things when you're seeing one team so often, or is it not necessarily relevant?
Well, I think every coach will make a little adjustments. It's not going to be you're not going to change how you do things basically, but you'll make little adjustments as you go on, and we'll see. I'm sure they'll guard something a little different than what we saw in the regular season, and we'll have to make the adjustment either during the game or afterwards. But that's why it just gets, points get a little bit more stingier as you go on in the playoffs because you know everything they're doing and vice versa.
The city just had a chance to sort of celebrate sports success at the highest level in this country. Do you have a sense of if there's a greater anticipation for what you guys might be able to do? Because people just had all that fun. They know, hey, what it's like.
I don't know. Astros were unbelievable, and surely we would like to reach that pinnacle like they did. I think it would be fantastic. Whether they won or not, I think it would be unbelievable. So that's great they won, but I don't think it affects. Oh, great! Now we got to win. We have to win anyway. So
well, for you guys,
right?
For the
it'd be fun for everybody. Yeah, look, if we can have another party, it'd be great. But we're a long ways from that. And we got a lot of work to do.
Has the mentality shifted at all, knowing you had the top spot locked in for so long, and now you're playing games that matter again?
Well, I think there'll be more urgency, but even I'm sure there's an urgency for Minnesota too. So it doesn't matter where you came in. They're a very good team, and we're going to take one series at a time, obviously, and we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great competition. Like I said, they're good, and they can score in all kinds of different ways. So they'll test us, and we'll have to be ready. But to win a championship, it's a couple months, and you just got to play, and we're ready to roll.
They are so good at taking advantage of mistakes. They score like crazy off turnovers, second chance points. Does it put a greater priority on sort of recapturing the focus that you haven't needed for a few weeks?
Yes, and that's probably one of our successes that we had. I think we averaged 9 turnovers against them a game, and they usually create 15. So that's a big difference, and that's, we'll lead about 10 to 12 different points, and that's probably the difference in the game. So we have to take care of the ball.
What did you do well in order to run your offense, score a ton, but not?
We were efficient. We just didn't. Who knows? I mean, it's a short sample, but we have to be aware that we just can't get careless or lose the ball, and we've got to keep our spacing and give guys opportunities to make plays without being in a crowd.
Reputations die hard sometimes. A lot of people, including the Wolves themselves sometimes, still call them a young team. Do they look like a young team?
No, I don't see it at all. They've got guys who've been through a lot of stuff, and no, they're a good team. But I wouldn't necessarily say a young team, but they're young enough that they'll be together for about 10 or 15 years if they wanted to. So, in a sense, it's it's time for everybody. Everybody makes the playoffs. There's not a lot of youth in there because you don't make it if you're a young team. You make it because you're a good team.
We got a guy who's 37, and Todd Gibson is 32, and Butler is 28.
Right, and Tibbs is up there too, so they're all.
Mike, is there just in several days and saw Luke practice stick?
Who?
Luke. Is there any better read on what's going on with him?
Well, I don't know if it's a better read, and I do know that it wasn't. It seems not quite as bad as it was before. Not even close to being like it was before. Now, that doesn't mean he'll be back tomorrow, next week, or whatever. We're going to give him time to heal. He's got to strengthen his shoulder and be able to keep it in place. But it's a lot better than what it was the first time.
In some ways, is it easier to coach in the playoffs because you have a heightened awareness in your players, or does it? I know it's difficult because of competition.
Well, it's not difficult. It's coaching all. It's a lot harder when you've lost 5 games in a row and you're trying to get guys back on track. The playoffs, you got everybody's attention, everybody's ready to go. So in that sense, yes, you don't have to cheerlead. Sometimes during the year you're getting dog days and you find yourself not coaching, you're cheerleading. Not in the playoffs. Everybody's ready to go, so now it's just X's and O's and trying to do the best you can.
It seems like people around the league have been raving about how Chris and James have been playing together. Do you ever have time or take a second to just sit back and marvel at how well it's worked? Because I know you knew it would work.
Every game. You just watch them just through their production and what they've done, and they've been incredible. And hopefully it just continues.
Carl Anthony Townsend's been a double-double machine for the Timberwolves all season long. How do you slow someone like that?
No, he's going to get double-double. That's who he is. That's how they got here, and that's how they'll stay here. But you have to do your thing, and you have to James is the leading scorer in the league. Well, he needs to be leading scorer, and whatever. But you are who you are. You don't stop. You don't start guys at this level. You contain them as best you can. Give them nothing easy, and don't overreact. You can't take away everything, and certain things are a staple for them, and they're going to do certain things. But we just got to play our ball and worry about the Rockets.
Mike, Derrick Rose played pretty well against you guys in the last meeting. What kind of difference does he make on that second unit for Minnesota?
Well, he's an MVP. I mean, he can play. Athletically, he looks like he's back to almost normal, and he gives them another punch that we have to be aware of.
Mike, in terms of minimizing Karl-Anthony Towns, is it best to run him?
No, nobody's minimizing him.
Come on.
Trying to contain him, maybe. We're not. He's a really talented, very talented player. But yeah, I mean, you try to run him, but we try to do that to everybody. Try to spread him out. Yeah, we do that. Just try to put bodies on him. Try not to foul him. Don't give him any extra. You can take away threes. Don't give him any threes. We do that by switching and staying up in him. He's going to get some post ups. He's going to score. That's what he does against anybody.